Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. And today, we need to talk about a name that has been making waves across the NBA, Ja Morant. Could he actually be on his way to Los Angeles? It might sound crazy, but when you start connecting the dots, this might not be as far-fetched as you think. Ja Morant is one of the most electrifying players in the league. His explosiveness, his ability to take over games, and his fearless attitude have made him a superstar. But his time in Memphis has been anything but smooth. Between injuries, suspensions, and off-court controversies, the Grizzlies may be questioning whether he's still the right franchise cornerstone for them. And if they decide to explore the trade market, you better believe the Lakers will be paying close attention. Now think about this for a second. LeBron James is nearing the end of his career, and while Luka Doncic is a generational talent, he can't do everything alone. The Lakers need that next explosive guard who can not only take over games, but also bring that highlight reel energy every single night. Who fits that description better than Ja Morant? Imagine a Lakers team running the fast break with Ja Morant pushing the tempo, Luka orchestrating the offense, and LeBron still being LeBron. That's a nightmare for defenses and absolute gold for Lakers fans. So how could this actually happen? It would take a significant package, of course. The Lakers would likely have to part ways with Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and a couple of first-round picks, maybe even throw in another piece to make Memphis listen. Would that be worth it? Well, if you're the Lakers, you're not just thinking about the next 2 or 3 years. You're thinking about the post-LeBron era. Ja Morant could be that bridge to the future, someone who could take the torch and lead the franchise into the next decade. There's also the Hollywood factor. Let's be honest. Ja Morant's personality and play style were made for the spotlight. The bright lights, the sold-out crowds, the massive media presence, it all screams Lakers. If he were to land in LA, he would instantly become one of the most marketable stars in the league. Think about what happened when Shaq came to LA, or even when Kobe took over. The city embraces electric players who bring a certain energy, and Morant fits that mold perfectly. But let's take this even further. What if Ja Morant actually wants to be a Laker? Players talk behind the scenes, and we know that the NBA is driven by superstar movement. Could there already be conversations happening about a potential move? Maybe Morant sees the writing on the wall in Memphis and is looking for a fresh start in a big market. And what bigger market than Los Angeles? With the Lakers' history of attracting superstar talent, it's not unrealistic to think that Morant could be interested in making LA his new home. Another key point is the basketball fit. Sure, the Lakers have Luka and LeBron, but what about the long term? LeBron isn't going to be around forever, and the Lakers need to think about their next era of dominance. A duo of Ja Morant and Luka Doncic could be one of the most dangerous backcourts in the league for the next decade. Morant's speed and aggressiveness, paired with Luka's elite playmaking and scoring ability, that's the kind of combination that wins championships. And let's not forget about what this would mean for Lakers fans. Morant is the type of player who brings excitement every single night. He puts people in seats, he sells jerseys, and he makes highlight reels that go viral. The Lakers are built for showtime, and Morant embodies that energy. Could you imagine the electricity in the building every time he takes off for a dunk at Crypto.com Arena? The hype alone would be unreal. Now, let's think about the ripple effect this move could have. If Morant joins the Lakers, how does that change the power balance in the Western Conference? The Denver Nuggets, Phoenix Suns, and Golden State Warriors would have to rethink their entire strategy. A Lakers team with Luka, LeBron, and Morant would be an instant title contender, forcing other teams to make aggressive moves just to keep up. This could create a domino effect of blockbuster trades and shake up the entire NBA landscape. Another aspect to consider is how Morant's presence would impact the Lakers' culture. Over the years, the Lakers have had their fair share of dominant guards, from Magic Johnson to Kobe Bryant. Morant, with his fearless play and highlight-making ability, could be the next in line. But would he embrace the weight of Lakers history, or would the pressure be too much? Playing in Memphis is one thing. Playing under the bright lights of Los Angeles is another. The expectations are higher, the scrutiny is constant, and every move is magnified. Morant would have to be ready for that challenge. And then there's the financial aspect. The Lakers would have to carefully navigate their salary cap situation to make a deal work. Morant is on a massive contract, and fitting him into the roster while keeping enough depth to remain competitive would be a challenge. But let's be real, When have the Lakers ever shied away from making bold moves? If there's a way to get it done, they'll find it. Another interesting angle is how Morant's presence could influence the Lakers' young players. Guys like Max Christie and Jalen Hood-Schifino could learn a lot from a dynamic guard like Ja. His ability to create off the dribble, attack the rim, and play with relentless energy could serve as a blueprint for the team's younger players to develop their own games. If Morant joins the Lakers, how would that affect Anthony Davis? AD has been the defensive anchor for this team, and having a speedy, aggressive guard like Morant could relieve some of the offensive burden on him. It could also create new pick-and-roll opportunities that make the Lakers' offense even more lethal. Imagine a Ja Morant AD pick-and-roll with Luka Doncic spacing the floor. That's nearly impossible to defend. The Lakers also have to consider team chemistry. Morant has had some off-court issues in the past, and playing in LA comes with a level of media scrutiny that he hasn't faced in Memphis. Would he be able to handle that pressure and keep his focus on the court? If he can, he has the potential to thrive in an environment where winning is the only thing that matters. Another factor is the Lakers' coaching staff. Darvin Ham has done a solid job managing stars, but integrating Morant into an already star-studded roster would be a major test. Finding the right balance between Morant's aggressive scoring and Luka's methodical playmaking would require a carefully crafted system. But if it clicks, it could be one of the most dangerous offenses in NBA history. One concern some fans might have is Morant's injury history. His explosive style of play puts a lot of stress on his body, and he has missed significant time in past seasons. The Lakers would need to be cautious about load management and ensuring that he stays healthy for the long haul. They've already dealt with injuries limiting key players in recent years, so adding another injury-prone star could be a gamble. From a marketing standpoint, Ja Morant in a Lakers jersey is a dream scenario. His highlight reel dunks, flashy passes, and fearless style would make him one of the most popular players in the league overnight. Nike, Adidas, and other brands will be lining up for endorsement deals, and the Lakers' global brand would grow even bigger with Morant as one of its faces. One of the biggest questions surrounding this potential move is whether the Lakers should trade for Morant or wait until he becomes available in free agency. Trading for him means giving up key assets, but waiting could risk missing out on him altogether. If the front office believes Morant is a franchise-changing player, they may need to act aggressively to bring him in. There's also the question of fit with Luka Doncic. Both players need the ball in their hands to be most effective, so would they be able to coexist? Luka has proven he can play alongside other ball-dominant stars, but Morant would need to adjust his game to fit within a system that allows both players to thrive. The potential is there, but it would take some adjustments from both sides. Let's not forget about the defensive side of things. Morant is an incredible offensive talent, but he's not known for his defense. The Lakers would need to surround him with strong defenders to make up for any weaknesses on that end. Would they be able to build a roster that complements his game while maintaining defensive integrity? The Lakers have never been afraid to take risks, and this would be another bold move in their long history of superstar acquisitions. Whether it's trading for Shaq, signing LeBron, or bringing in Anthony Davis, the franchise has always been willing to roll the dice for elite talent. Ja Morant could be the next chapter in that tradition. Another thing to consider is how this move would affect team leadership. LeBron has been the undisputed leader of this team, but with his career winding down, the Lakers will need new voices in the locker room. Will Morant be ready to take on that role, or would it fall on someone like Luka or AD? Leadership is just as important as talent when building a championship team. Some skeptics might argue that Morant's past controversies make him a risky addition. But let's not forget, plenty of players have had rough patches early in their careers and turned things around in the right environment. A fresh start in LA could be exactly what he needs to mature and focus solely on basketball. If Morant were to join the Lakers, it could also influence other stars around the league. The NBA is built on player movement, and superstars love teaming up with other elite talents. Could Morant's arrival make the Lakers even more attractive to future free agents? It's not far-fetched to think that another all-star might want to join forces in LA. There's also the timeline factor. The Lakers have been operating with a win-now mentality for years, but they also need to think about sustainability. Morant is only 24 years old and could be a foundational piece for the next decade. Pairing him with Luka could keep the Lakers competitive long after LeBron retires. Let's talk about the Western Conference playoff picture. If Morant joins the Lakers, they instantly become one of the top contenders. But how would that impact teams like the Nuggets, Suns, or Warriors? The Lakers adding another elite player could shift the balance of power and force rival teams to make drastic moves of their own. Another key element in this discussion is Morant's own desires. Does he actually want out of Memphis? Would he embrace the challenge of playing for a franchise with championship expectations every single year? If he's mentally prepared for that leap, the transition to LA could be seamless. If not, it could be a bumpy road. One underrated aspect of this move is the impact on the Lakers bench. Trading for Morant would likely mean losing valuable role players, so the front office would need to be strategic in filling out the roster. The Lakers have seen how important depth is in a long playoff run, so making sure they have the right supporting cast would be crucial. The final question is simple. Does this move make the Lakers better? On paper, adding Morant would bring an explosive new dimension to the team. But basketball isn't played on paper. Chemistry, coaching, and health all play major roles in success. If the Lakers believe they can make it work, Morant could be the missing piece to another championship run. Finally, let's not forget about the fan reaction. Lakers Nation is one of the most passionate fan bases in all of sports. Some would love the idea of Morant in purple and gold, while others might be hesitant given his past controversies. But if he came in, played hard, and helped bring another championship to LA, all of that would be forgotten. Winning cures everything in this league. So here's the big question. Could we really see Ja Morant in purple and gold? If the right circumstances line up, absolutely. The pieces are there, the need is there, and let's be real, the NBA loves a blockbuster move. But what do you think? Should the Lakers go after Ja Morant? Would he be the missing piece for this team, or would it be too much of a gamble? Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. See you in the next one.